What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pete's Carport. It's like damn near 90 degrees out here in Tampa, Florida, but I got a surprise for you guys. Some of you will love and some of you guys will go, that's not what I like. So here they are. These are Mandrus Emil wheels. Now, from the research I've been able to do, these are extremely hard to find. They've been discontinued, and my boy Xavier, when I showed him the photo of what I was looking at, told me I had to snag these up. Now, in the photos, this guy posted them on Craigslist locally to me. They did not look that great. And I'm going to tell you why I was even on the search for wheels, because let's go back to the W140 over here. I already have these two-piece AMG rims that I absolutely love. But there's two things about them that I need to figure out. One, I had a tire that exploded and the rest of them are semi-dry rotting. I just didn't drive the car enough and they were not the most expensive tires. And so I was on the hunt for tires, and tires alone were going to be anywhere from $1,100 to $1,500 shopping locally at tire places. And I really like to get them put on locally. So I went on the hunt for possible tires and possible rims that I could replace these with. And I started to fall in love with a VIP style car. And what that is to me, that's a different thing to everybody, is not necessarily stance, not necessarily camber, any crazy crap like that. Now, I can appreciate that when people do it, but I wanted to get something along the lines of your 90s Rolls Royce or your 90s Maybach or your 90s Bentley. And I came across these Mandrus Emils, and I think I might be saying that right, it's E-M-I-L. And I didn't know much about them, so I did some research, and holy crap, I saw them on some cars, and I said, that's exactly what I want. Now, these can fit really nicely on the W126 or the W140, in my opinion, and they are period correct for that style car. They do not make these anymore, like I said. And the biggest thing that happened when I went, actually the gentleman met me at my shop, which was even better. And the reason why I picked them up was because they were in such good shape, which blew my mind, and the tires were basically brand new. And these are Continental Extreme Contacts. Now, the only downside was some semi-pitting in the chrome, which you can see when you get really close, but from even a small distance you can't. So I'm going to try to protect that from spreading. The second thing was I was not a big fan of chrome, but I started to fall back in love with chrome when I saw these rims because of the style that they are is not that crazy 2000 to mid-2000s where everybody was trying to do wacko chrome, in my opinion, and then chrome went away completely. I want to say probably, mid-2000s, everybody was going black. So I was actually thinking maybe I can do these in a black powder coat, but I think I want to keep these period correct to the style and either put them on my W126 or they're going to become my VIP style wheels on my W140. Sorry, I kind of rambled on there, but I really wanted to fill you guys in on the reason why I got these and what I was thinking. And now I'm just falling more in love with them. And I cannot wait to get these on the car and talk to you guys about the next things that I'm going to be doing this to make this my VIP custom car. Not necessarily whatever people think is a VIP style car, but what I feel that this car deserves. And I want to do some period correct things and some semi-modifications that can always be taken off and brought back to stock. So let's go ahead and slap these on the car. Now, I already went ahead and threw this centerpiece here from the other rims on there. And it looks good, but I think I'm going to order a silver one. I just wanted to make sure that the size was correct because the ones that were on here are all messed up. But, yeah, let's go ahead and throw these on the cars. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that these are, oh my God, those are disgusting. If you still don't know if you're sure about them, or if you think these are absolutely awesome and you want to know more about them, because I feel that way about them now and I was about them in the beginning. So I'm kind of getting more and more excited as I get ready to throw these on here and talk to you guys about the future plans of this W140 S500. So let's get doing it. All right, just a quick fill-in right now. The dust shield, for some reason, was bent a little bit forward this way and was rubbing, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was actually causing the car to not really move. It was so tight. So I've just been flexing this back, and it seems like it's going to work. I've already pushed it back at least a ½ inch. And I wanted to let you guys know I got the rims on. Oh my God, stay tuned because I absolutely love them, and I want to see what you guys think about them too, so stay tight. So I figured out the problem, and I should have realized it right away because I've had this issue with other rims that I had on this exact car. So if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, I had some black they were AMG rims that I plastied it black because they were so destroyed, and I picked those up on a really good deal. I ended up selling those and making money, but I had to pick up these bolts, and I was able to find a few of them, but I remember when I sold the rims, the person I sold them to, I had most of them in a bag, and I gave them to him just in case. Really wish I had them. They're the perfect length, and here, this is what they are. I got them from Pep Boys. So they're 1.1 inch shank, 14 millimeter 1.5, and that's the thread. So ironically, I had some off the Volkswagen, but you can see here, they're just a little bit shorter. And that little bit of extra thread right there makes a world of difference. This is about 5 turns, whereas this is about 8.5 turns. And so you really get a much better thread insert with this, where this is the safest one you're gonna be able to use. This one here, as you can see, is the one that I was trying to use and didn't realize how deep the actual bolt hole was for those rims until I realized the bolt was actually hitting the dust shield. So no matter how much I banged and bent the dust shield, I couldn't get the noise to go away and couldn't figure it out. And then I realized, wait a second, I remember now I had to change these bolts out. So I just wanted to fill you guys in case any of you guys have this similar problem. Always check your bolts before putting on aftermarket rims, because Mercedes, whether it's Mercedes brand or somebody else who created the rim, they use a lot of different lengths on their bolts, and so you got to make sure you have the proper seated bolts. You can see here these ones have that lip just like the ones I pulled out, and so you want to make sure you have the same type of seated bolts and the proper length. Alright guys, let's get back. I'm going to put the right bolts in, and then I'm going to show you guys the car. Alright guys, so here it is, and I'm not gonna lie, this is beyond what I expected, and it's fitting the vision that I have for my VIP style car perfectly. I want to start off with something I forgot to mention in the beginning. I only paid $250 for these rims with tires, and I'm going to explain that. I found them on Craigslist. The guy he had a Mercedes, was restoring it, didn't know a whole lot about this exact rim, and they didn't fit his car. I happened to have a set of rims that he was looking for another car, so I gave him a slight trade. Now, those are the ones that came off the SC300 that I was basically going to give away, and I traded those plus $250 and got these amazing tires, amazing rims with fairly new tires on them, Continental. And yeah, I couldn't be happier. Please let me know in the comments now what you guys think. If you're still not feeling it, if you guys are loving it, and if you're still not sure. So let me explain what VIP style means to me, because there's a lot of people out there trying to do VIP style cars now with the Lexus LS400, LS430, and some other vehicles that fit into that line, like the BMW 745, 740, 750s that fit in line with the S-Class, the S420 and the S500. And basically what you're doing is taking a car and bringing it to the next level. And what that means for me on this S500, I think Mercedes did the most perfect job they could designing this car, and basically it was left on the customer to build it from there. What I want to do is take this to basically the next level status, where if you were a multi-millionaire, probably not a multi-billionaire back in the 90s, but let's say you were a multi-millionaire and you had basically endless amounts of money you can spend on a car for you to be chauffeured in, and this is the car you picked, what would you do to the exterior, interior? I wanted it to fit in line with what the Bentley Rolls Royces were doing of that style, not the sportier cars, but the luxury versions that they have out there. And I wanted to basically take the interior to the next level. And then this is where I need your guys' opinion. I've already decided I'm either going to wrap this or get a paint job on it, just because it's needing a little bit of body work and some things done to it. And now I'm kind of veering towards the paint job and going the black. I was starting to think I might go with a satin black and satin dark gray bottom, maybe do a two-tone. So my options right now are all black paint, two-tone paint, or maybe a wrap with satin black or satin two-tone. And so let me know what you guys think about that. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of what I'm going to be doing for VIP style. Now this car is in amazing condition. If you don't know much about this, if you haven't seen the video when I picked it up, it was basically a one-owner car. A son bought it and a father bought it from him and just drove it until I purchased it. The guy didn't know a whole lot about maintaining certain things, so throughout the years I fixed all the electrical, so all the folding mirrors, I fixed the self-closing door, soft closing doors almost all the way around. I have one door, this one here, that for some reason the pump is not reacting with, but the door itself works. This is the long edition. Now keep in mind, this car is very dirty. I had been daily driving it for a short while, and then I took it off the road, and it had been just kind of sitting with a cover on it, and so I just quickly washed it down. I have not touched the interior, but this has the reclining seat option that all works. This has your heated seats, obviously power windows with the one touch, and then you've got the extended. So what I'm going to be doing is I found a company that manufactures like a diamond stitch floor mat, and I want to go ahead and get that installed, and then I want to install some really crazy woodwork stuff. And I want to basically take this center here. So I want to turn this into like a crazy champagne or wine or liquor type holder. I'm going to throw an image up now to kind of show you guys exactly what I was thinking. Something very custom that I may be building with my neighbor who does woodworking, or ordering this. And then the next thing I want to do is steering wheel. I think Mercedes definitely failed on the style of this steering wheel. It's very dated. And not only dated, I think that they could have come out with something much better during this era. So I found a steering wheel that's really nice. It's a solid wood steering wheel. Some people might like it, some people might hate it, but I think it fits the car perfectly. It's going to match the wood interior, and I'll put that on the screen right now, and you guys let me know what you think about this. And then moving on, I am going to do something that I've never wanted to do, but I do want to take this stereo system, not the speakers, but the actual head unit, and update that. Now I have two of these original units. I'm going to be holding on to both of them, and I won't be modifying any of the wood on here. I want to keep that all original, and basically just get a head unit that probably comes out, something that'll fit perfectly and fit the style of this car, but be a little bit modernized. So that's probably the one thing that I'm going to do to really modernize anything on this car. I'm going to keep the Bose speakers, so I'm not going to be ripping any speakers out or cutting any holes or anything like that. The next thing, moving on down, I think that this shifter here was definitely a bad choice for Mercedes. They could have went with a solid wood piece, and in later models they actually did. Now you can see I've got some buttons sticking out here. I'm going to basically be getting those put back in. Everything works on this car, all the buttons, all the heated seats. I don't think there's anything right now that I need to work on, and so I've got an excellent running vehicle that just needs a little update, in my opinion. The next thing I'm going to move on to is modifying this, and this is going to be the fun part because I think I want something extremely custom, because I have decided to keep the original phone unit and I don't want to get rid of that. I think it's a really cool nostalgic thing, and it actually has the original keypad in place too, and it does function. Now you can't activate it or anything like that, but it does work. All the buttons work, and you can see the dash is in excellent shape, and I think Mercedes did a great job on the dash. Not a huge fan of these gauges, but I think it fits the car, it fits the era, and almost any high-end luxury car had similar style gauges. Now, in the past videos I've done, like many of you guys, I had an issue with my sunroof, and if you didn't get to see the video where I modified the sunroof cover and I did this diamond stitch, hopefully I can get you to see it, cover here, I love the way this came out. Now I might update this to a better material, but it was a thing that I really wanted to try to tackle. If I could get this put in without taking off the actual roof, I might end up pulling this whole thing out and really modifying things. I don't know yet, down the road. Oh, now one thing I did remember now that does not work in this car that I would love to work is this rear sunshade. Now it does function, but it gets stuck. And so my goal is to figure out why it's getting stuck and get that fixed. And then some of the other key things I want to do for this VIP style car is update all the lights inside to LED and put in the curtains that you could get as an option in the S600. I'm sure you could have gotten in the S500, but it is in the S600 that I have, the 96. It's got all of the, basically they're little clips that go along here. I'm not a fan of the, I think they're very cheap, the pull-up sunshades. I want it to be more VIP style, so I want to have more of a curtain. Now I have already went and put some very expensive tint on here that has a lifetime warranty, and so I'm very happy with that. So really outside of that, it's going to be just adjusting the suspension, and I'm also going to do one more thing that is love or hate by a lot of you guys in the Mercedes community, and that is going to be exhaust. I love the sound of any car. This is a V8, it's a 5.0. Mercedes made it more horsepower and faster than the comparable Mustang 5.0 at the time, which is absolutely amazing that they had the technology to beat out a muscle car in America. And so there's a lot of even restrictions on this exhaust that keep it the power down. So my goal is, we're in Florida, you don't have to have catalytic converters. I do want to hold on to them. Everything I do to this car, I'm going to hold on to the original pieces. But my exhaust had been hit on the ground in a few spots, and it is starting to get some rust spots on it. Outside of that, the car has absolutely zero rust because it was mostly in Florida. And so I want to make sure that I fix any of those components. And obviously, you know, this bumper still is the original two-tone, and I kind of kept it that way to see if that was the route I wanted to go or if I wanted to go with the full black. And seeing this, I really like the black on black, so when you see it from this side. And then the last thing is I do have all these chrome pieces, so those will be going back in. So let me know in the comments, guys. I know I rambled on, but I really wanted to let you know where the direction I was going on this. I've had so many people contact me about what I'm going to be doing with my S500, my W140, when's more W140 content, and that is because I started this entire channel with this car and another W140, and it really helped establish who my followers, my subscribers were, and I really want to make sure you guys know that this is still my favorite vehicle probably of all time, and I'm going to continue to do stuff on this and keep my W140s as much as I can. And yeah, so let me know, guys, in the comments what you think, what you would do, love or hate the rims. You guys have an awesome day. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for joining me on this little journey of VIP build S500. Have an awesome day, guys.